All right.
Here we go.
Are live.
Are we?
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Are you
Hello?
on? Hello. Wait, why did I just say that at the top? I'm so
That was
confused.
so interesting. Okay, I think it's fine now.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wine Wednesday. It's like we do this every week, but for some reason, there's
technical difficulties. You can't escape them.
It's always a little bit confusing. Hi from Vegas. Cool. Vegas is on the line. Hi, Diana.
Hi, Diana.
We are here. Well, happy July 1st, everybody. I see a comment, where is Carl? He's not here. Carl's not here.
Maybe soon we'll convince him to come on again. He's not a big social media guy, so getting him to get involved in Facebook and Instagram is a challenge, but you know.
To say the least. But if you haven't watched our Wine Wednesday with Carl, it was a fun one, and it's on our website, so you can go back there and watch it. We answer questions.
He sings, he plays the guitar, he's amazing.
He got me to sing on it.
I was
very
singing,
scary.
So.
He really trapped us into that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have people on from Colorado, Massachusetts. This is awesome.
This is awesome. Today is an awesome day. Today's a special day for many reasons. Reason number one, a lot of people in the U.S. will be working tomorrow and then have Friday off, which is pretty awesome. And then those that are working are probably still having a lot of fun because it's a fun little weekend and it's nice weather and beautiful outside. Reason number two, today is Canada Day. So, to all of our Canadian friends, happy Canada Day. We love Canada, and we love Canada Day. I was in Banff a couple years ago for my first time ever going to Banff. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we went on Canada Day, and there was a huge parade. It was so much fun. Just a really fun memory for me. So, happy Canada Day. And reason three, it is our mom's birthday.
It's our little Mama Bean. That's what we call her because she's really tiny.
Just like a little bean.
Just like a little bean.
Just a little tiny thing.
Compared to us. We're sitting down now, but we are quite tall.
Yeah, I'm 5'8", she's 5'6", and then Julie is 5'1". So she's our little child.
She's 5'1" with heels on.
Yeah, we often are asked if she's the daughter. We're the mom.
There you go, Mom. That was your birthday present.
So if you're watching, Mom, happy birthday. We love you.
Yeah.
But we are just excited to be here another Wednesday and another reason to have a lovely glass of wine. Although I wasn't supposed to start with this one. We're supposed to start with this one.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nikki. I should let the farmer speak. I'll never forget when someone told me to let the farmer speak. So we're kicking it off today. We are celebrating Canada Day, but we're also celebrating the 4th of July holiday. That's coming up. And so what we wanted to do was something a little bit different, which we've never quite done before. Well, I mean, not really. Like, we've tasted through wines. But there's like an additional bonus to the wines we're tasting through, which we've never quite set up before. So we're going to be tasting through our limited release Sparkling Brut. And actually, I don't know if many of you have had it before, but if you have not, this is what it looks like. We actually just got new labels on it. Do you see that shine? Yep, that's a pearlescent shine. It's very nice. I'm a marketer. Yeah.
I'm like, it tastes good and it has bubbles.
And the bricks were
17 on the dot.
We're also tasting through Eric's Chardonnay, so another limited release wine that's a tasting room only, and some restaurants around the country.
Yeah, and you can buy it online, so it's not just tasting room. Yeah, we've gotten that question before on here.
Right.
Most states we can ship to, and if not, tell your friends in a different state and then just have them drive it.
There you go.
Legal.
And then we are also tasting through our Charles Wetmore Cabernet Sauvignon, which you can find online, in store, in restaurant, you name it, it's there.
Yeah.
So we thought, to what I was saying. So we're going to taste through all these wines, and we actually today launched for the next week for a little 4th of July fun, a bundle sale. So we have a sale on a 6-pack of these. Sorry.
Loud.
Can you believe that? We have a sale on a 6-pack of these wines, so 2 bottles of each for $195. So kind of fun. it's about a $35 discount. So if you are loving what you hear today and you want to test it out for yourself,
Or if you've tried the wines and love them, or want to do a
That too.
combo pack, you can do a combo, right? Like mix and match,
no,
or
you have to get that.
wait, what? No, like mix and match the three. Like if I did two of these, two of these, two of these.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Good thing she's not in marketing. Let me do the marketing.
Well, so I wasn't sure if I had to get like 6 of these, or
no, it's a. I just said that. She wasn't even listening
no,
to me.
I wasn't.
I said it's 2 bottles of each. Make sure you have enough to share with everybody. All right, well, let's kick it off. Little celebration.
Watch.
I have
spill all over.
I have
our
the
floors.
cage on for
Someone. I just saw someone on Instagram said that they love the Brut. So we already have one testimonial.
Woo! I was nervous for a second. I thought I was going to explode. All right, so Nikki, why don't you tell us about the vineyard that the Brut comes from? Because I don't think a lot of people realize this.
So this Brut comes from our
full glass of bubbles.
This Brut comes from our Arroyo Seco vineyards in Monterey. And what's really special about this is, so we pick Brut really early. So that's what you do in order to have that low sugar, low alcohol wine. No sugar, obvious. It's a Brut, so it has no sugar. We're good there. And then how we get there is by picking pretty early, but what we really do that's special with this wine is we tend to pick a little bit from every single block of Chardonnay that we have planted in Arroyo Seco. So
And what vineyard is that?
our Riva Ranch vineyard, excuse me. So we have a lot of different blocks, which is the blocks differ by clonal material of Chardonnay. So maybe it's clone 4, maybe it's Wente clone, that sort of thing. Plant date, root stock, which is what we put the clonal material on in order for it to survive in the soils. So we have a lot of blocks, probably a couple dozen, and we pick a little bit from each of the blocks, like 2 to 4 tons, and that's what makes this up.
Yeah, and I really like the style because I think the bubbles are really refined. That's so funny, but when you really love sparkling wines and champagnes, which I do, I love like a really fine bubble, and I think that we totally have that in this wine. It is dry, so it's not a sweet sparkling wine. I think it's a lovely expression of what a California fine sparkling could be.
Yeah. We started making this wine in 1980, and it was supposed to be for our 100th anniversary. That's why we started making it, was because 100-year anniversary came around in 83, and you have to usually you always have to let sparkling wine age a little longer to help with the carbonation, the bubbles, and
it just gets that yummy, like biscuity flavor from the leaves.
Yes, absolutely. So we started making it for that specific thing, and my grandmother Jean loves sparkling, so we continue making it today for her, and we will continue on forever because she is going to live forever.
She does love it, and there's never a time that we don't have some sparkling on ice for grandmother when she comes over.
Yes.
And
on
I see
holidays, it's always where we start.
Rebecca loves a nice bubble too. Same. Me too. Oh, look at that. Hi, Peggy. Peggy Della Rochetta, Nikki's mother-in-law is
Yes. My aunt is on, my mother-in-law on my husband's side. Oops. Sorry, pressed a button.
Lots of comments.
Yeah, we have Kimberly loves the Brut. I agree.
That's a good question, Kimberly Charles.
Oh, Kimberly asked if we would make a rosé Brut. I think that's such a good idea. I think that should be the Aly.
Oh, look at that. That's kind of perfect. Because I'd say like I'm the bubbly to you. I'm just like happier and nicer.
I'm like the cold, angry.
People just like me more. I'm kidding.
We're slowly crumbling here as we wait for the holiday weekend. I hope you guys get Friday off like we do because we could use it. Nice day in the sun.
We're just excited to continue drinking our red, white, and Brut.
Red, white, and Brut.
We're not drinking it. We're drinking it in the reverse order.
So. Yes, Brut, white, and red.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really matter what order you do it in.
Okay, well, we'll keep this. Oh, wait, let's do this. How is the Brut made differently? Oh, so it bubbles. how's the process different than making regular wine is what I'm assuming that's a reference.
Yeah, so we make this in method champenoise, the traditional method. So basically, you make the wine,
Base wine.
and then
Chardonnay.
you allow it to go through a secondary fermentation in the bottle. So base wine, secondary fermentation in the bottle. By adding a little bit of dosage, which is a little bit of sugar, so then and some yeast, and then you put it in the bottle, cap it up, and then you put it kind of tilted upside down. And they used to riddle them by hand, so you're turning on this little riddling. I don't know how to. It's like a little thing that goes down like that, and you put the bottle in.
You guys have seen them. It's like a wood slat with a hole. And you stick it on.
I think they even have them at Pottery Barn for like a decoration for your wall now. If you're looking for something.
Vintage.
Yeah. But that allows the wine to kind of gain carbonation and also to sit on the yeast cells, the dead yeast cells a little bit, and get that nuttiness that Aly was referring to earlier. So that's how it's that secondary fermentation in the bottle is what gives it the carbonation that you taste in the glass. So,
and that's for method champenoise, the traditional method to make champagne. There's
correct.
other ways you can do it too. That's just how we do it, and that's how champagne producers do it as well.
Well, some champagne. Some people do it the ancestral method. There's a lot of different ways. Even in champagne, they do it different ways. But it's fun that you can make it so many different ways because it tastes so different every which way you make it.
Yeah, and I saw someone wanted food pairings. I mean, champagne goes with so many things. I think you could also think of like, what does a Chardonnay go with? Because this is Chardonnay, cheese plates. It could go with your dessert, which is kind of fun. I love doing a bubbles with dessert as kind of like, well, first of all, I think you should start with it and you should end with it. It's like your pre and your post and like
your warm up and your wrap up.
Yeah, it could go with a fun dessert. It could go with something like a little fruity even. You could,
I feel like,
finish with a strawberry shortcake. That's very 4th of July-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
and
Dad
some
loves
fruit.
those too.
It just feels, I'm very themey. I'm like, okay, 4th of July, like what's a pretty dessert with bread in it? Strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's cheesy, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, popsicles. Yes, you could put a popsicle in here.
Yes.
Perfect.
I agree wholeheartedly. Popsicles, great. We used to do a popsicle drink at the tasting lounge where you could get a popsicle in your champagne, which I love.
That's a fun one. All right, we're moving on.
All right, Eric's is next.
Tell us about the vineyards, Nikki.
Okay, Eric's. So this is actually from the Eric Vineyard. So it is a single vineyard wine. We used to call this vineyard Arroyo, but Eric absolutely loved the vineyard, loved the location. It's a little rolling hill in the Livermore Valley that looks down at the Wetmore Vineyard, which is what our next wine is. So it's just a really beautiful place to grow some Chardonnay. It has a little denser soil, so it is what Chardonnay truly likes to grow in. The vines are older. I think they're about 22 years, so not old, too old. We have some vines in Arroyo Seco that a little bit that makes up the Brut that were planted in 64. So we have some really old vines, and then we have some semi-old vines. Livermore is a lot younger than Arroyo Seco in general, just because the rotation of crop in Livermore is a little bit quicker. But we tend to pick this wine a little early too. Not quite as early as the Brut. So the Brut we're about 17 Brix, which is our way that we talk about sugar. So it's 1 gram of sugar in 100 milligrams of solution is what a brick is. So 17 bricks, 16, 17 bricks for the sparkling, and then this one we do about 21 bricks. And what that does is it allows the Chardonnay to be nice and citric. It has a lot of really pretty like green apple, lemon zest flavors that come out when you're at that level. We tend to use a little bit more leaf coverage so that we can try and keep a lot of those flavors from turning candied, because as the more sun you get on the cluster, the more candied the flavors will be. So like in a Riva Ranch Chardonnay, for instance, we'd probably want to open up the canopy a little bit more, allow the fruit to get some sunlight, and then have a little bit more hang time to try and continue working forward with that flavor profile that we have there. So this one is really nice, very crisp, all stainless steel, so there's no oak, no secondary fermentation. It doesn't go through malolactic, which is what gives you a little bit more of that creamy texture. We do have a little creaminess in here from stirring the yeast. So from batonnage, which is where we go into the tank and stir it up and have the yeast cells come up and into the wine and then settle back down. And it sounds weird, but it really does give the wine a lot of body, a lot of really good mouthfeel, texture, and it's just delicious. And this is really what my rosé was named after, because we already had it. The Eric's was first.
Oh.
And so when I was talking about my desire to try and make wine, they were like, well, why don't we do a Niki's? Because we already have an Eric's and it could join the family. So me and Eric, we're not only uncle and niece, but we are also wine family here. And we're going to get Aly.
I guess they're the favorites, truthfully. I know I said I was, but it looks like I'm not.
Yeah. Do you have a wine named after you?
No, not yet. Hi, Kim Moore. I see a comment from Kim Moore, and I just want to say hi. Miss you. So I think that the Eric's is super fun for any barbecue. Well, first of all, because it has like the crisp and freshness of has a little bit of that Sauvignon Blanc, crisp, fresh, bright, bright fruit. So it's perfect for like the warm weather outside. It's going to be really refreshing.
Yeah. But it also sounds like it would be good with a popsicle, or maybe I just really want a popsicle.
Now we're craving popsicles.
Oh man.
But it would pair with a lot of different foods. Mm-hmm. So again, like any fun appetizers, a chicken, a barbecued chicken, maybe not barbecue sauce, but like barbecue chicken.
Yeah, like a dry rub, like barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
sounds delicious.
I earlier was maybe like, what about a baked macaroni and cheese?
Ooh,
that would be delicious.
The acid in here would complement that nice creamy cheesiness so well.
Yeah, so that would be really fun.
Dreaming of mac and cheese now.
I know, we're hungry. Do you ferment any Wente wines in concrete eggs?
Yes.
I also love the crispness of Eric Chardonnay. Thank you. We do too.
Yes. Is that Sarah?
Yes.
Sorry, my eyes aren't as good as they once were.
Sarah.
Sarah, we actually do put some of Eric's in a concrete egg. So most of it is in stainless steel, but there is a little bit that we put into concrete boxes and concrete eggs. And occasionally Andy does put this in a concrete egg. So it's actually a fun way to kind of add a little bit more oxygen in, because although they're not fully porous where oxygen comes in and out of a barrel, they have a little bit of like, the way concrete settles, there's almost like a holy nature even though it fully closes off. So that holds oxygen, and when you put the wine in the tank, a little bit of that oxygen displaces into the wine and just gives it a really nice texture. So that's why Andy often will Andy is our small lot winemaker, works directly with Carl, and he will play with the concrete eggs with this wine because just that little extra bit of texture finesse really does a lot for the wine. And I personally love the concrete eggs. I think they're way easier to clean than the boxes, the concrete box tanks. No, those are so hard to clean. Oh. The eggs are easier to clean, and that natural rotation that it has going is also nice to help rotate some of those yeast cells too, to give it a little bit more creaminess. So I love the concrete eggs. Great question.
Good questions. And I think we're going to move on to the next. Was there a reason for different shapes of the bottles used for each varietal?
Yeah, there is. I know them because of the location that they were bottled. So like this is a Bordeaux bottle, and I'm not sure, is there like
I think it's like a traditional, I think it's
more
born out of tradition than it is out of like protecting wine quality or because of a varietal is different. I think it's like
a tradition.
Tradition. In Bordeaux, they were using this style of glass. In Burgundy, they were using this style of glass.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how it was adopted from there, is my
understanding.
Personal understanding, but that's a great question.
I have more to learn always.
Ooh, crab dip with Eric's. Yep, super delicious.
And wow, I just saw a hello from Julio. Julio, hi to you. Julio is a big reason behind why these wines taste so good. He has been our vineyard manager for 46 or 7 years now.
5.
He started when he was 1. No, I'm just kidding. But in all honesty, Julio is a huge impact on all of our quality and everything that we do out there. So cheers to you, Julio.
Cheers,
Happy
Julio.
4th.
Thanks for joining
Happy
us.
Canada Day.
Okay, should we move on?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I pushed
No,
this
it's
one
okay.
out.
I needed my dump bucket.
Oh, there it is.
Please excuse this.
I know,
everyone.
sorry, we're like reaching all over the place.
Here we go.
47, Julio says. That is incredible.
47.
I
wow.
aspire to be like Julio, so here's to hoping.
Yep.
That they don't kick me out before I hit 47 years.
She's getting close, I gotta tell you. Getting a little tired of her. Okay.
Notice I didn't use the dump bucket. I just finished the glass. It's because it's hard to be with her. I'm just kidding.
So now we're moving on to the final wine of our red, white, and brut Fourth of July package and little sale that we have going on right now.
Smells so good.
I know. So this is our Wetmore Vineyard Cabernet. This is one of my personal favorites. It's like my favorite vineyard to drive past. When I look at Wetmore Vineyard, I just like going to Dream State. It's so beautiful.
It really is quite lovely. It has these beautiful olive trees and rolling vineyard down a hill that just looks out over to the west, so you can see the San Francisco hillside right past, or where the bay is right behind those hills, and you see the sun going down. It's beautiful for sunsets. We have a good friend that will come and take pictures of the vineyards, Barry Zupin, and he has the most amazing pictures of that vineyard because it's just like right where the sun sets, and it's so beautiful.
It really is really pretty.
And it just so happens that the soil there is great for Cabernet, so
which is why we have a single vineyard wine coming specifically from that vineyard to showcase the depth and sense of place that vineyard brings to this Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah. And it really, I think that this shows the terroir of Livermore really well. We do get warm days, but it is a cool region. Believe it or not, for those of us who live here and have seen those 90-degree days, it is a cooler region. We do have a huge diurnal shift, getting those nice breezes that come in at night. It helps to not turn on the air conditioning and all of that, but it also really helps to keep these Cabernets tasting amazing. You get a lot of dark black fruit, a lot of blue fruit, which comes from having that cooler region. If it gets into like a jamminess, that's when you get a little bit of a warmer region. So here you really can taste how nice and delicate that our region really is. And I just think that this does such a good job. And that property is just amazing. There is like a little bench below that holds a lot of cool air too, from when the wind comes from the San Francisco Bay, because it's a little bit lower elevation. And then we have an upper bench that gets a little bit more of those jammy, beautiful blackberry flavors, and those blended together kind of make up why this wine is so beautiful.
Yeah, and I think this would pair with great 4th of July barbecue food. I mean, tri-tips, burgers.
Yeah,
like
it's a wonderful alone wine because it's so complex, has so many flavors.
Yeah,
it's not just fruit, it's spices, it's almost floral a little bit. And then it is such a good food wine because it's not going to overtake the food. You're not full after your glass. You know, there's some wines that you have and you're like, wow, that was a meal. No, this one goes really great with all types of food. Specifically a little bit heavier stuff like steak is awesome with this wine.
I see a comment on here that you love the cab with beef tenderloin and roasted tomatoes, chimichurri sauce with the tenderloin is great.
Ooh,
that sounds delicious, and I will come over for dinner.
Yes.
And then I saw on Facebook,
Aaron is having their anniversary, and they got married at Wente 15 years ago.
That's
Happy anniversary,
amazing.
Aaron.
And I know we're not drinking the morning fog right now, but there was a question because the 2018 morning fog switched to screw cap. And yes, it did. The reason being is because why not? I mean, personally, I love screw cap. There is no difference in quality. Actually, it could be even better because it's not.
Yeah, there's no potential.
There's no
for
corking.
Yeah.
And it is a wine that's meant to drink now, not necessarily age, where I think a cork could be more important for it. So really the reason for being was to help you open your wine easier and just enjoy it.
I sometimes struggle finding wines that I love that are screw cap, and I'm actually so pleased because it's so perfect for like going boating or going on a picnic, or you know, like all the things that you're not in your house and you're going somewhere else, and it works really well. I hope you like the screw cap.
Yes, I hope you like it too. I know it is a change, but we're excited about it. I did it, so if you don't like it, you can take it up with me. But I think it's a fun one. Personally, it just makes it easier. So cool. Look at this. Park days. Yeah, someone said they love it for park days. Haley did.
I agree.
Will you put your Cabernets in a screw cap? We haven't been talking about it at this time.
Yeah.
But I think it's always, wine and just new technologies are ever evolving, and it's just good to understand what we want to do with our packaging moving forward for the future, for now.
Right.
So
You never know. They might come up with like a little thing that they put around the top of a bottle before the screw cap that has the same sort of aging ability as a cork would, and that is better for the environment. Something that draws you in, that makes you interested. And if it's gonna allow your wines to age just as long, I mean, what's the holdup? If it's easier, better for the environment, better for the people, so we're waiting, we'll see. But right now, I think we're going to keep the cabs in cork.
Yeah. Who knows though? Could always change your mind.
We have a lot of people that love screw caps.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of comments on the love of screw caps. So thank you. We love it too. Well, great. This has been super fun. Thank you for tasting through our red, white, and brut, or brut, white, and red.
You got to finish with the brut, as you said. Start and finish.
Always start and finish.
Cheers to everyone. Happy National Canada Day. Happy
4th of July. Happy birthday, Mom. If you're on, she's probably not.
She's probably not.
And just a reminder, if you did love the wines, you can go to our website right now, and we have a deal on just these 3. So have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy. Cheers. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, stay safe. Stay happy.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Drink some wine.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks.